Hello everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope that you guys are having a great day so far. I was wanting to come on here a little bit earlier, but yeah, I just kind of replanned the start of my day. I'm very tired, so I'll just throw that out there. Almost talked myself out of doing this at all today, but I believe that, I really believe that anytime that you're trying to do something good or something that you should be doing, or maybe even something that your intuition is guiding you to do, there's going to be something like a hiccup that tries to keep you from doing what you should be doing, to keep you on your right path. Okay, and I feel like that hiccup happened last night with Coco. We haven't had a night that bad with her in a really long time. A really, really long time. So I'm just exhausted, and I kept thinking, there's no way I can do this today. And then I had to flip my mindset, and I thought, I can do this today. Like, this is everything that I was meant to do today. And the funny thing is, or a coincidence, I guess, is on Sunday, I took 30 minutes to myself and planned out my business for basically like my content, I'm trying to say, for the month of March. And on today, March 3rd, I'm going to share my why in more detail, and why it's so crucial to have like a strong connection to your why. And then, I follow a lot of astrology things, and I saw that, after I had did this, so I think it was on the 1st or the 2nd of March, I saw something in one of the astrology pages that I follow about how on the 3rd of the month you're supposed to share your why, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what I'm doing anyways. And then, my hiccup happened, and I almost didn't do it, but I am so committed to myself, I'm so committed to my business, I'm committed to my family, I'm committed to my why, that I, took Django to school. He had nature school today, and dropped Coco off at the sitter, and came home and just kind of took a moment to myself just to kind of decompress, put myself together, said my affirmations. If you don't say affirmations or express gratitude on a daily basis, I do not know what you're doing with your life, like for real. And then I did my day 31 of my Lakshmi meditation challenge, and I'm here. It is what it is. And, as cranky as I felt for not getting the sleep that I wanted last night, or felt like I should have gotten, I'm grateful that this is the job that I have. This is it. I can come home from dropping the kids off and just kind of leisurely ease into my day. I don't have to be rushed to log onto a computer. I don't have to be rushed to only get a 30-minute lunch break. Like, this is it. This is my life, and I'm so grateful for that. So if you are having a moment today, or maybe tomorrow, sometime this week, where you just feel like the odds are against you, I'm telling you, like, sit with yourself, allow yourself to feel the way that you're feeling, because your feelings are valid. But then express gratitude and start getting your mind moving, thinking about all that you're grateful for, and I promise it just starts like flowing out of you, and before you know it, you're like, oh, I don't even know that I'm tired. I mean, you probably will, but it does help like 1,000 times over and over. But it had been a while since I did a live on here where I just shared my why, and I remember how powerful my first video I did with pharmacy back in June, how powerful that was. Hi, Tara. And, it was just moving to me and a lot of others, because I had tons and tons of people messaging me. Oh, thanks, Tara. Normally I can't see comments on Facebook Live for some reason, but I'm really thankful that yours came through, so thank you. And it's been a while, and sometimes we kind of get out of the habit of wanting to share our why, but I need to share with you what I'm doing here, why I came here. I've been in the industry for 3.5 years, and I'll say, when I first joined this industry 3.5 years ago, my mind was small, and I just told myself I only wanted enough money to cover a supplement, maybe 2 that I was on. I was seeing holistic doctors. I still do acupuncture, but at that point I was doing it a lot regularly, because I had gotten all of these tests done for my holistic doctor, and finally gotten health answers. So I was trying to heal my body, and it was expensive. So I joined in hopes to get one or two of my supplements covered. So $60, I would have been thrilled with $100 a month, honestly. Just something extra, because I worked in the corporate world. I loved what I was doing. I loved where I was. I was so, so, so proud of myself for being where I was in the corporate world and just where I was in life. But there was something, it's like there was something else just pulling at me. And when you have something pulling at you like that, what I've learned is that it's because you're supposed to, like, there's something bigger waiting for you. There's something so much bigger in the world waiting for you when you have that constant pull at your heart, or your gut, whatever it is that's pulling you. Like, you were made for something different or bigger, and that's what that's telling you. So this was something else that I treated myself to this morning. I do enjoy making coffee at home now. I've gotten over my need for Starbucks every day. But I will say, when I was having a moment this morning, I was having a moment. And I needed a pick-me-up. So I treated myself. Good morning, Rachel. Or no, it's not really morning, but hello. Okay. I'm getting off track. All right. I stayed in the industry, started it to get some supplements covered, and it just started taking off, and I just ran with it. In the process, I am working on myself, my health. My health was going down drastically, and it really, like, a big stressor to my body. I have adrenal fatigue, and a number one, like, killer for your adrenals is stress. And I was working 50 plus hours a week, and which means you really have no time to care for yourself. You don't have time for your family. You don't have time for anything but sitting at your computer and sleeping and eating if you're lucky. So my husband and I made, I prayed about it for a really long time, because, I made good money working in the corporate world, and to say that you're going to leave that for the unknown, because this is sales, okay? So it's not like I'm clocking in and out every day. I don't get an hourly pay, a salary. Like, I literally work to grow my business. I work to grow my own paycheck, okay? So that was, it was a very, very big step for us. But my husband could tell how much it was affecting my health, and obviously that's important to him as well. And we just kind of decided, as long as I could cover what I was already covering financially, go for it. Leave the corporate world for now. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? So I left the corporate world in 2018. Was it 2018? Yeah, 2018. October 2018, the very end of that month. I left the corporate world, and it was really, really awesome. Especially in that time, that's leading into holidays and whatnot, which is always a fun time to be in this industry, is when it's holiday time. And I really, really liked it. I liked the freedom that I had from not having the corporate, the schedule, the set schedule. I just had freedom to do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, without having to ask someone if I can have time off during the day to go to my acupuncture appointment, or time off during the day to go I could finally go pick my son up from school. I was never able to do that before. We always had someone else doing it, and I got to do that. And everything really just spiraled from there. Like, we ended up buying our very first home a few months later, and I kind of noticed, like, my business, it just wasn't growing. And while I liked being where I was with home and with Django and, taking him to and from school, all of that, my business wasn't growing, and I did not know what else to do. I was at a wit's end, and I started researching and praying a lot for 8-9 months. I researched and I prayed, just asking God for clarity, for direction, questioning whether or not I really deserved or was supposed to be home with my kid. At that time, it was just Django. I was pregnant at the time. So questioning whether or not I was supposed to be home with my kids, questioning, did God really want me to be in the corporate world full time? Like, is that where he wanted me to go back? Like, I had no idea, but I knew the fall of 2019, a year after quitting my corporate job, that I needed change. I needed growth. I needed more from where I was in this industry. And it was so hard for me, because I was with my previous company for 3 years. And if you know me, you know that I loved it. I loved where I was, but I also love even more, right? The fact that I can be home with my kids. That's most important to me. And the vehicle that I was in was not going to allow me to stay home with my kids anymore, point blank. Like, when you're adding another child into the picture, you are going to be adding diapers, wipes. I breastfed for the first 8 months, and then we add formula on top of it. So there's just so many other expenses, new baby doctor appointments, like the whole 9 yards. I needed more. What I was making where I was wasn't enough. And I had tried growing for a year. A year without growing, and you're trying what you can do consistently for a whole year and you're still not growing, something's wrong with that vehicle. Like, I started questioning if something was wrong with me. That's when I started questioning whether or not God even wanted me to be home with my kids. And like, I knew that there was something bigger for me. I knew that there was something better, even though it was hard for me to believe that at the time because I loved where I was. But I needed something different, and that took me a while to grasp that it's okay to want more. You guys, we are humans. We are put on this earth to grow and evolve, and it's like the universe literally has everything that we want. We just have to be willing to be open to receiving it and to accepting it into our lives. And it took me a long time to be okay with wanting more. I used to try to talk myself out of it and be like, no, I'm just being greedy. Like, it's okay. It's cool. But no, it wasn't cool because, fast forward, I had Coco in February. Last March is when everything shut down. And I did not want to send my newborn baby to a daycare during a pandemic. I didn't want to do it. So I knew that something had to change. I wasn't making ends meet where I was before. And after a full year of consistently trying, it's either you or your vehicle. And I had to change out my vehicle. And I prayed about this for so long. And I just finally, I felt like, I researched a bunch of different companies and a lot of different compensation plans. And it just seemed like everyone was starting you out at 20%, 20% this, 20% that. And I'm like, that's all right. But I need more. I need to stay home with my babies now. I don't have another year to make this work. I've got to do it now. And I found pharmacy. And in my my second month, I joined in June. By the end of July, my second month here, I promoted to a director. Something I'd never, ever, ever done where I was before. So that already means that I have an amazing vehicle that I'm sitting in, that I can now give others the opportunity to sit in their own vehicle and get where they're trying to go. So many people are trying to make ends meet. So many people are living paycheck to just buy groceries. They're struggling to buy groceries for their kids. They're struggling to put gas in their cars, to make it to work, to make it to the job that they're struggling, like they're living paycheck to paycheck. And that's it's okay to want more. It's okay to need more. Like, that's why this is here. And this is completely doable for anyone that is working right now and needs more. Like, it's completely feasible. And, within the last 8 months, I've maintained my director status. And we've just kept growing. I have a team of 57 now. I think the highest team I had where I was before I don't think we ever went over 15. I think we had 12 at one point, and that was counting my downline and like their downlines. I don't think we ever went over 15, ever. And we're at 57 right now. And and I really, really believe that that's because, God put this in my life in the time that I needed it most. I needed an answer, and this was it. I was terrified to leave where I was, absolutely terrified. But the moment that I announced where I was and started, working my business the way that I needed to, everything made sense to me. Everything made sense. So many people started coming to me and joining the company because they needed more. And sorry, I keep getting sidetracked by what's going on outside. It's only $20 to be here, which sounds absurd. It sounds too good to be true, and that's why it took me so long to make the commitment, because I was like, okay, well, the products are way, way, way less where I was before, like way less. Way less than I was before. It's extremely less expensive to join this company compared to where I was before. There's no monthly fees. There's no yearly fees. So I'm like, what is the catch? Something has to give. Something is going to happen. Like, something doesn't make sense there. It just seemed too good to be true to me. Way too good to be true. I'm like, those are going to be crap. Like, something's wrong. Like, something's not right. But really, that was just my like fear taking over. Okay, so my limiting beliefs were allowing me to like block myself from coming to this company for 8 months before I decided to, because again, I kept thinking, well, their products aren't very expensive. It's not very expensive to join. You start out making 50% commission. You start out making 50% commission, you guys. And the thing is, sorry, you know, a lot of times people will say to me, well, you have to sell way more because the products are less, and even though you make 50% commission, the products cost way less, so you have to make, or you have to sell way more product to make it up, you know, to make up the difference. And that's not true at all. That people that say that, you know, I'm not trying to be mean at all, but you really don't understand the compensation, or maybe your own compensation where you currently are, because if you have a $100 sale making your 20% commission, you're going to make $20 with 20% commission. If I have a $100 sale, I'm going to make $50 right from the gate. And that is on. So then I made a little demonstration, because not only do we start off making, hey Tina, not only do we start out making 50%. So let's say you joined for $20 and you sold my favorite $20 mascara. You just made $10 all to yourself. But the example that I made was this. So let's say, because we have bonuses that are so incredibly easy to obtain, like they're so easy to obtain here. I've never seen a compensation plan like this, and that is why it took me so long to switch, because I kept telling myself it's way too good to be true. It's way too good to be true. And you know what? It's not. What it is is keeping me home with my babies. That's what it's doing. What it is allowing me to homeschool Django, who was struggling in the public school system, who I wasn't going to just throw on a computer knowing he was already struggling in person. Like, that's what this is allowing me to do. Okay, back to my example. So let's say you're closing out the month and you sold $1,500 all by yourself. You just sold $1,500. You're automatically going to make $750, plus you ended the month with a 12% bonus. So then that gives you an extra $90, meaning you just made $840 for the entire month. And that's not including if you have people that are signed up under you, because you're going to make a percentage from all of them as well. And it just blows my mind every single month. Like, last month was my 8th month here, and every month that I look at my paycheck, I'm so thankful, and I'm just so excited that this is what I get to do. Like, this vehicle is the reason that I'm allowed to stay home with my kids. This is why Coco did not go to a daycare during the beginning of a pandemic, because where I was before wasn't making it work for me anymore. I needed more. We are allowed to want more, okay? The universe is full of everything that we want, everything that our hearts desire. The universe already has, and it's just waiting for us to accept it and receive it. Be open to receiving the abundance that's waiting for you. And that's what I did when I switched here. And then other things that I wrote down, I had to take notes, because this is something that I'm so passionate about. I thought I'm going to ramble, and we're going to end up talking about why I'm going to Target later if I don't. So something else that makes this really cool is all of the products are European standards. So typically everything here in the United States is approved by the FDA. European standards are way higher than FDA. They ban thousands and thousands of chemicals that go into products, whereas the FDA I don't even think they ban 20. So, which brings me to my next point. I had a friend order a few things for me last week. Mainly for her face, she got lipstick and a primer, and she always has problems with products irritating her skin, and I know she has sensitive skin, so a part of me was like, oh, I hope that they work, and she loves them. And I swear it's because of the standards of their products. They're European standards. Something else that's awesome is it's family owned and operated. They've been around for the past 70 years. It's all family. So our two CEOs, Sinan and I always say his name wrong. Imre, I think. It was their grandfather who started all of this, and the family has just created this huge legacy. So something really cool is that our products are produced, made, and packaged under one roof. We are an integrated company. We are one of the largest integrated companies in the world, which means we're allowed to keep our prices super low, super affordable. Okay, we don't have to jack up our prices because we are making our packaging. We are creating the labels. Any ingredient that goes into our products. Okay, our rose skincare line, we grow the roses that go into that line at the facility, like on their property, on like the greenery that they own in Turkey. We have access to all of that. So we don't have all these middlemen that we have to wait to have something shipped from here, something shipped from there. I know other companies, their products, have ingredients that are shipped from other places throughout the world. So sometimes when something goes out of stock, it takes months for their product to come back in stock because they're waiting on something from Europe or, somewhere else in the world that they don't have direct access to. Pharmacy doesn't have to do that. We get to keep our costs low. They get to keep their compensation plan up on fire because of that. And what else? So for this month, there are gifts. So you can join for $20, and there's gifts that come with that for this month only. Plus this month, another reason that it's great to start at the beginning of the month anyways, for one, you get a higher level of starting out or working on your welcome program, which just gives you free product. And then there's gifts that come in your starter kit for the $20. And this month, you have the opportunity to earn a 2-day trip to Disney for 2 people. Your place of stay is covered. Obviously, your entrance into Disney is covered, and you get $200 airfare. You get to earn that this month as a brand new influencer. So there are so many good perks to being here. And yeah, I just feel like if you are wanting more, if you are looking for more, if you are looking for community, if you are looking for someone to help hold you accountable with your goals or with just getting your business started, you can come to me. We've got all of that. We have trainings that are always being updated. We get weekly trainings every single week from our uplines, from corporate, from our CEO. Everyone is always pouring into us, which obviously helps a ton. And, just for other people that maybe are with a company right now, but want to switch, but they're fearful of switching because of other people judging them. People are going to judge you regardless of what you're doing. They're going to judge you for staying where you are, not comfortable, not growing. Even in the corporate world, if you leave I was judged so hard when I left my last corporate job. Did I care? Did I let that hold me back? Did I let it keep me there? Nope. Not at all, because I wasn't happy. Your happiness matters. If where you are right now is not getting you the results that you're longing for, leave. There are way other opportunities out there. You don't have to stay stuck. So people are going to judge you. Corporate world, network marketing world, they're going to judge you. They're already judging you, so just roll with it. Who cares what they think? What you want to do instead is look for the people that are clapping for you because you're not giving up. That's me. And another good perk about pharmacy is we don't hold inventory. If you're joining and someone wants to order from your website, they're going to go order from your website, and the warehouse is going to ship their packages to them. You're not leaving your house. You're not going to the post office. You're not doing any of that middleman stuff. None of it. which makes it so much easier. I couldn't imagine if I had to keep inventory and try to get Django and Coco to the post office on a regular basis. It wouldn't happen. Wouldn't happen for me. So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope that this touches someone, and the person that needs to hear it hears it. And if you have any questions, my inbox is always open. And I'm excited for you to get started with pharmacy this month.